Okay, guys, I'm just gonna be just making a video just about Clone Wars and Rebels. All things right now about Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm just gonna literally try to do this. What am I trying to do? Oh yeah. Just talk. Just a chat. Not chat. Just like I'm gonna talk a bunch of information. Maybe you would have wanted to know about my thoughts on Clone Wars and Rebels. Because I've talked so much about Clone Wars and not much about Rebels. So I'm gonna just quickly catch you about Rebels. Do not dislike Rebels. I dislike elements of Rebels, and then comparatively to Clone Wars, it's not as good. I think Rebels is a good show, not a great show, but Clone Wars is a great show, is a favorite. Or Rebels, not so much. So that's where the big difference comes from, is that it seems like I dislike it, but it's compared to that. I get it's more care than Clone Wars and stuff like that, and that's totally okay. You know, if the goal is to be that, and as far as what's my favorite, so I'm just gonna answer a few questions about Rebels. Starting with what's my favorite season? Season 3. I think my favorite episode came out of season 2, but other than that, my favorite episode, nothing about it was that interesting. Other than, I think, really my favorite episode, other than like maybe Shroud of Darkness and stuff, but season 3 just had way too much standouts from the beginning. I just think I really did appreciate it the most out of all the other seasons. But so what's my favorite episode in there? Well, Twin Suns, but I also like 0 Hour, and I like Thrawn. Thrawn's amazing. This is where Fulcrum gets revealed, and Fulcrum is my favorite Rebels character. Hold your horses. Let me tell you why. I think he has a full, complete character arc. He starts out as a hardcore villain and changes motives, and I don't know, I just love every scene he's in. I like how his character arc changes and evolves. He's really smart, he's really funny at times. You know, when he starts out as a villain and becomes a hero, so it's kind of like a redemption arc for him, in a sense. So that's why I like him. Ooh. Rex. Wait, it's not working. Dang, it's not working. Shit. Hello, Rex, you're not working right now. You're not cooperating, Rex. But yeah, so that's going for it too. So there's a lot of stuff about him that I like. But in the group of the 6 main characters, Sabine, Zeb, Hera, Kanan, and Ezra, and Chopper. Out of those 6. See, I love Kanan's arc as a Jedi, and he has emotional depth, and he actually packs a punch. But I gotta go with Sabine. I mean, she's a Mandalorian. What's not to love? I think she's brave, she's courageous, she's strong. You know, she actually learns a lesson in this arc. She's mature, unlike another character probably her age, if not younger, Ezra Bridger. I need to check out my Rebels review, because in that review I talk all about it. But yeah, I just think Sabine is just a standout, and close second would be Kanan, and and close third would be Hera. Like, honestly, those two characters are really like Chopper, I mean, he's for comedic purposes, so he would be fourth. But C's droids are supposed to be like that. I'm totally fine with the droid being for comedic purposes, but having Zeb and kind of even Ezra for comedic purposes, I kind of back off on that one. And I made a video about that. And yeah. But like, if you wanted to get down and gritty about all things considered, it would definitely be Ahsoka and Rex. But I want to give the new Rebels characters some place to survive. You know, because it would be unfair, because with Ahsoka and Rex, just personally in the show, they're not that amazing. But as a character in the scheme of Star Wars, yeah. But personally in Rebels, no. But then Thrawn is amazing. So as far as like villains go, Thrawn, I mean, you could say Darth Vader, but again, I really thought the emotional battle with Ahsoka was really good. But he was really technically on it for like a season. I don't know. Thrawn for me is just unique to Rebels, and just the way his tactics, how he figures out things simply because he knows art and stuff. That's smart and a way to make him unique. And Thrawn was great on paper and great on TV. Personal preference. But I mean, but Fulcrum, I don't know. His weapons, his look, and just his character personality, I don't know. It speaks to me. Then, so that's why. And, but Clone Wars and Rebels are really different in the way they're structured. Clone Wars is just a scheme of a war, right? So I think what makes Clone Wars so awesome is that it's way larger scale. I'm not saying, you know, in the show, and because you see the way the Rebels were structured, I'm not saying that the Galactic Empire war is not on a greater scale in this, but the way it's structured kind of made it as it's like if Clone Wars was called Clones instead of Clone Wars, to kind of, because it's not called that and it's not focusing on the clones, more of the war the clones fought, just like it's not focused, the Rebels is kind of the opposite. They're focusing on the Rebels, not the war they fought in. That's why they didn't really focus on much of planets, and it felt a lot of smaller scale because of simply the way they're structured. It's not a smaller scale war, just the way the show is. And that's not taken away from it. It's totally fine with the small scale. And because they're looking at a more broader scale that can invite Jedi on an equal level with clones, on an equal layer with the Separatists, and it's just different, you know. So there's not one main character you kind of follow, which makes it broader. I feel like in Rebels you follow this one character, Ezra Bridger, who I didn't particularly like as much as the other characters. So they're completely different. But then again, they're made by the same person, so they have a lot of, or same company in person. So they have a lot of Easter eggs. There's parts that seem the same, parts that are different. And of course, they kind of are, is the follow-up, to Rebels. Or to, Rebels is kind of the follow-up to Clone Wars. As far as shows go. But on a comparative level, their structure is completely different. And also, Clone Wars isn't shown in order. Two, Clone Wars is an anthology series, which means it jumps around different timelines. So that's also pretty different. While Rebels maintainly stays in the same order with the same group of people that you get to know, and for the most part love. While Clone Wars, on the other hand, follows a bunch of different people. It follows the clones, it follows the Jedi, it follows a bunch of different worlds, a bunch of different groups of people, bounty hunters, separatists. So I feel like something that makes me love Clone Wars in a sense is that every arc and every episode's unique in the sense that you just came from one episode with this guy or with this character, and now you're seeing another arc with this character, you know? So it's like in one arc you could be with Anakin, and the next arc or with Ahsoka, or this arc or with Drew, or with clones, and this arc or with Mandalorians, and so, you know what I'm saying? So, as opposed to Rebels, it's this episode, you're with the Ghost Crew. The next episode, you're with the Ghost Crew. That's not saying a bad thing. It's just in a way to say that there are structured structured differently. And if you wanted to factor as instances, I think it's the ultimate kiddie Star Wars show in the sense that if you thought Rebels was pretty kiddie, this is pretty kiddier. And again, this is even smaller scale as it's not only following into a small group of people, it's practically lowering in on one planet. Rebels kind of did that, but they still explored a lot of maybe like Lothal was the main planet, but they still explored a bunch of different planets. And you could argue that Coruscant was Clone Wars' main place, but that's not 100% true. But that's again same thing with the prequel, same thing with Yavin 4 and stuff. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, no. But so yeah, it's like one planet, and not even a planet. It turns out that they're on a base that turns out to be a spaceship. So for the majority of this season, they're on a spaceship. But I do like how they took place probably about like a month before Force Awakens, because the season finale was all about the destruction of Hosnian Prime. So that was pretty cool. And hopefully they pick up and go to even farther places. Best parts are definitely when Poe is around and Leia is on it for brief. So those are definitely the best parts, but yeah. So stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.